this video, I'm going to show you how to add a background and then put a color on top of that background. So say I wanted to add a pattern or some stripes or something to my background. So I'm going to go ahead and draw out my rectangle. So in order to fill in a color in Illustrator, remember you have to have a shape drawn out. I'm going to click here and I'm going to drop down the Swatch Libraries menu and I'm going to go to Patterns. Now there's some options. There's Basic Graphics, Lines, Dots, and Textures, Decorative, and then Nature. I'm going to go ahead and go to Basic and I'm going to go to Textures and see what's in there because I haven't actually been in there yet. So I'm going to actually increase these so I can see them a little bit bigger and then drop down this menu. Okay, so let's say I wanted to use this one. All right, so what it did, it put those dots on my background. And what I can do now is make a copy of this background. So it's selected still. So Control C, and then if I do Control F, it will paste it right in front. You can see that once I pasted it, it kind of increased the color or made it a little bit darker. Now it's a little bit easier to see. What I'm going to do is go to my Appearance panel or my Properties panel with it still selected. If your Properties isn't showing, go to Window, Properties. Then I'm going to come to where it says Appearance over here. And I'm going to click on the word Opacity. And then what I'm going to do is drop down. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to change the fill color of that top one that I just copied. I'm going to use a bright color. Okay, so now I have two layers. My dots are hidden behind this pink layer. Okay, so what I want to do is just kind of change the effect of the layer and what it looks like. So my dots were just black and white. Let's say I wanted to give it a pink effect. This is what you could do. So I'm going to click on Opacity and then click on my blend mode options. So where it says normal, I'm going to click on this arrow and drop it down. And if I go through each one of these, you can see that it's going to behave, that top layer will behave a little bit differently than it does if it's just on normal. Okay, so you would need to go through each one of these, figure out which one you like. Again, it's all about experimenting with these effects, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and go with like multiply. And then what I could do is drop down the opacity a little bit and see what happens. All right, so it's just a little something different. So if I hit it, that's what my underlying rectangle looks like. This is what it now looks like. All right, so it's just something to give you a little bit something different for your texture or your background.